Hello, it's Sunday, March 15th, 2020, in the evening here in Cork, Ireland. And I want to share some memories that I have about my friend Tom Lockyer, who came into my life in, I think it was August of 1985 in Dallas, Texas, where I was living at the time. And I had already done a couple of gay theater productions there, the first ever in Texas. I think it was in 1982 or 1983, early 80s. At the invitation or cajoling of my friend John Sheridan, I produced and directed a production of Robert Patrick's T-shirts at a storefront theater on Cedar Springs Avenue, and it the cast included John Sheridan, Buck Massey, and Troy Rash, and was wonderful and very well received, and there was so much enthusiasm, and it was just a one night production. I mean, we didn't even have a run of the show, and then Bill Nelson, who was the owner of the Cedar Springs Emporium or whatever it was called, I don't remember. He invited me to produce a short one act play for it was the Human Rights Campaign Fund. It was a fundraiser in 1984 at some hotel in downtown Dallas. Again, my good friend John Sheridan wheedled me until I found a wonderful property that was perfect for him. And it was a short little playlet, really, 15, 20 minutes long. Very, very funny. Paul Rudnick's Cosmetic Surgery. And so we produced that. And Harvey Firestein was the guest of honor for that fundraiser. And he saw our little show. And this was right after he won his Tony Award for Torch Song Trilogy. And he came backstage after, and we chatted with him. And of course, it was great to meet Harvey and all. And he liked our little playlet a whole lot and all, which was very nice of him. And so, on the basis of those early gay theater successes in Dallas, Bill Nelson asked me again if I would direct a full-length production in the back of that storefront, Cedar Springs Emporium or whatever it was called. I don't know. So I looked around for a suitable property and found or chose Arch Brown's Newsboy, which was a very gay positive, timely gay comedy, dramedy. And so I was holding the auditions on Cedar Springs in the back of the storefront there. It was a very hot August day, I remember. And in walks Tom Lockyer. Just took my breath away and everyone else's. I remember he did a reading for whatever the name of his character was. He would remember it better than I. And he was absolutely perfect. His timing, he was just wonderful, and that incredibly wide open root chakra of his. So, I cast him. I think pretty much right on the spot. I don't remember. Anyway, not only did he deliver a marvelous performance in Arch Brown's Newsboy, we became good friends through the production and beyond. And he fell madly in love with the star of the show, or the newsboy, Harrison Richards Wise, I think was his name, who I adored, and Tom can absolutely tell you that. Anyway, the three of us ended up living together somewhere in Dallas, and I remember I had my first hit of ecstasy with Tom and Harrison. We went out dancing at the Snake Pit Dance Club in Dallas till the sun came up and all. Um, I remember, I don't know whose cat it was, either Harrison's or Tom's, but the cat had a litter of kittens right in the living room floor. So there was that. Oh, and what else? My friend Troy had introduced me. He couldn't work at the Dallas Opera or Dallas Summer Musicals. He had been working as a dresser there. So he arranged that I could work for him. It was very good money. Back in the mid 80s, it was paying more than $20 an hour. I mean, that was really good money back then, you know. And it was fun backstage at the summer musicals, of course, were much more fun than the operas and all. But even the operas backstage was a lot of fun as a dresser. And of course, you made more money if you were dressing the stars and all of that. So I did that for a couple of seasons until I was no longer able to do it. And then I passed it off to, I think both Tom and Harrison did that for a while, and I think they enjoyed that as well. And then Tom moved to California, and I visited him out there. I remember he and I ran into each other it was the 25th anniversary of Stonewall in New York City. And I think it was in Chicago at O'Hare. Anyway, so I saw Tom in, and he, oh yeah, because I was living in Chicago at that time, and I guess he had a connecting flight to Los Angeles. And so he invited me out to Los Angeles and I went in the September of 1994, I guess it was. And I remember we went to, I guess it was Universal Studios for an audition on the set of Jeopardy. And it was like, I was on the stage where Alex Trebek was working and all. I mean, it was like the high holy land, it was fabulous. Neither one of us made the Jeopardy cut, but it was fun anyway. I remember we went to Griffith Park and some fabulous shishi martini bar, and Tom introduced me to the music of Judy Collins' The Blizzard, which I think was one of his favorite on his playlists at that time. Anyway, had a wonderful, wonderful time. And I've stayed in touch with Tom on Facebook ever since. Oh, I also gave him my vinyl record collection, which I hope he still has, because there were some real collector's items in that record collection as well. Anyway, that's just all kinds of memories of Tom, and I'm so grateful that he's been in my life, and I know he feels the same about me. Be fabulous.